I'm Anna Berry, speaking with Shawn Jenkins, the Secretary for Yes on 788, the Political Action Committee. Thanks for joining me on Unscripted, Shawn.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell me, what is Yes on 788?
788 is simply a state question that's going to give doctors the flexibility to recommend medical cannabis to the patients of Oklahoma.
Now, you've worked very hard to get this on the ballot. Tell me a little bit about that process, and June 26th is the day when voters can go vote yes or vote no.
Well, we've been working hard for a long time, since 2014, to get this on first on the ballot and to get it before the people of Oklahoma. And our organization has been committed to safely getting, well, not safely, but rather getting more than 50% of the votes on check yes, and I think all polls show that we're going to be there.
Why do you think it's so important? What's your personal connection to this initiative?
I got into this fight simply because of my son, Carver. He was born with a very rare brain disorder. Because of that disorder, he has intractable epilepsy, and after being prescribed two narcotic medications which don't completely control the seizures, he still suffers from it, and seeing the slow destruction that occurs to his organs because of those prescriptions, we need a safer alternative for Carver, and all data shows that that is medical cannabis.
Right, and you are a teacher, you're a former CEO, and also a former veteran. How has this helped you, and why are you personally invested in this for yourself and others that have been through what you've been through?
Well, anyone that has family members or loved ones that have spent time overseas and see how sometimes those men and women come back not the same person that they left, and the scars that they have on the inside, someone suffering from PTSD, giving them a good option. And if we trust people like this and we say that they're responsible enough to help us in a time of war and a time of need for our country, they should be able to responsibly handle a medicine from a plant.
Let's hash out, it's medicinal cannabis. What other ailments can cannabis help?
Well, as demonstrated by the United States government's patent 6630507, it can help in a host of disorders, cancer being one, neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's disease, intestinal disorders like Crohn's disease, and the list just goes on.
Right, and would this be taxed?
Yes, it would be taxed in the state of Oklahoma at a 7% tax rate, and those proceeds, of course, 75% would go to common education to help out schools and future students in Oklahoma. The other 25% would go to therapy and procedures to help our addicts in the opioid spectrum, in which Oklahoma suffers from terribly.
Yes, they do. So tell me a little bit about the opposition. What are they saying? If they're saying vote no, why are they saying that?
Usually the response is that they want to vote no because 788 is a medical marijuana bill, but it's actually recreation, so it's just being disguised, and that's just a complete falsehood. If you look at any of the legislation across the United States that has medical or adult use or recreational language, the recreational language is differentiated simply by not having a doctor's recommendation or prescription.
And with this, you would have to have a prescription in order to get your cannabis.
Not only would you have to have a doctor's recommendation for your disorder and using medical cannabis for it, you also have to apply to the state to be able to get a license to be able to responsibly hold that.
And it comes in many different forms, edibles, flowers, and oils, many different forms.
Yes, the forms that are on hand would be as wide variety as the forms you see in any medicine on the shelf now when you go through the pharmacist.
And the country's already caught on to this. What are we? Would we be the 30th state that would approve of this? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am. We would be the 30th state, but including the District of Columbia. But it's time that Oklahoma, I know my fellow Okies, we don't like being last. And I think the common Oklahoman, not only do we care for our common man, but we also want to start getting out of this rut we've been in for a while. And this is one way to do it.
Well, if people are interested, tell them where they can find more information.
Just come to yeson788.com, help us out, volunteer, donate, but more than anything else, vote yes on June 26th.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Unscripted.